Hello, it's Pete Puccio, International Electronic Business. I'm here today to talk about our tracking page that I'm showing. This is production, this is test. We show production in green and test in a light tan color so that you can't mistake them. You don't want to mistake them. There are differences between the menu as well. Production, promote to prod is not available on prod. And return transactions where we simulate return transactions is only available in test where we're setting them up. Pattern adjustment is available in prod, but so the difference, that's the only differences between test and prod. They're right here, easily accessible, logging into two systems, and they look exactly the same, trying to make it more safe. Our right-click menu, if you right-click on a transaction, and this is what we've talked about, separating us from the competition quite significantly. Most in-house software can't do this, and on the cloud services, hosted services, surely can't do all this. But that's what I want to talk about. This is our tracking page. So when you come in every day, you'll bring this up. Newest transactions on top. You'll look for all the green checks, and life's good. If there's anything fails, there'll be a red check. And that's where I expect clients to spend all their time, right here on this one page. All the other menu options and things are used when you need it, but most of the time you just come in here, see what's going on, and everything's right here. So the right-click menu, let's look at this inbound 850. Everybody's familiar with that. First, the details. This is all the details that we track, everything we see, everything we know, you know. Who's the partner, inbound direction, ID list, the PO number, all the details. Here's the input, the simple XML, and the output. And then here's a GUID. This is important. When we first touch data, we assign a GUID so that identifies that transaction throughout. If you have an error, you can get this GUID emailed to us and ask us to check that transaction, and we will be able to see everything just the way you see it. So that is a valuable thing to know about. So that's details. Input is, as we said, this is the EDI input, inbound data. I have our tracking flow to review quickly in case you haven't looked at our data flow and failure point analysis video yet. But inbound, customers send us EDI. We convert it from 1 to 2 is converting EDI to simple XML. Then we convert simple XML to app import. And then we send it to the client to import into their ERP system. Outbound, they take data exported out of their ERP. We convert that to simple XML. That converts to EDI, and we send that to the client. So 1, 2, 3 inbound, 4, 5, 6 outbound. So that's what this is, the inbound EDI data. The next step is simple XML. Here's our simple XML, what it looks like. Simple XML. All the tags that are normal, that normalize the data. Here is the output. This output is JSON. I wanted you to see JSON, exactly the same as simple XML, except it's JSON. So if you want us to send JSON to your API up in the cloud world, we're ready to go. We can do that. Message is the last message about that transaction. It's also available in details right here, message, but when you get a red X here and you have a failure, you're just going to want to know what's the error message. Come right here and get the error message. That's why I gave 2 of those. Related is for ID flags so that you could click on the PO number and see the PO response, invoice, and ASN, and whatever related transactions. Partner profile is where you can change and adjust the partner profile. This is what's set up automatically if you do nothing. We pull this out of the data when we set it up. You can go in here and put contact. We want you to put contact and all that in there so you know how to contact your client or your partner when there's an issue. And partner transactions, this is also set up automatically when data comes in. The only thing you would ever change in here would be the canonical. This is what sets this to JSON. We convert the simple XML to JSON. That's what that is. The other significance I should say here is above this line is read-only client if you give one of your employees read-only access, that's all, they only can do these things. They won't be able to even see these items. If you give them configuration, they can do read-only and configure the partners. If they have transaction processing, then they get all of these menu selections. And this is left to admins to promote to prod and adjust pattern keys. And so you can set up so that's the way that works. All right, resend. Resend takes this data, it takes the output. In this case, it's simple XML, it's JSON going to an API and sends it to your API. If you click resend, it resends the data exactly as it went before. Let's look at this outbound A56. The output is EDI data. And this is the control number. When I say if you click resend, it resends this exact data with these exact control numbers. It doesn't redo anything. It just takes what you sent and sends it again. Okay, that's resend. Reprocess EDI does exactly that. It will start from the EDI step and process from there. So let's go back. If you on inbound, you click reprocess EDI, we change the status to 1. This starts over. It will do everything again. If you're on outbound and you say reprocess EDI, we're only going to do this piece. We would set the status to 5. So it does this step only. Okay, so that you understand. It's the same thing for the canonical, only it's different direction. What happens first is reversed on inbound and outbound. Should make sense. Mark acknowledge is the way that you call some customer, you say, hey, did you get this invoice? And they say, yeah, we got it. You mark and acknowledge. And so there it is, marked acknowledge. And mark completed is if the system will mark it complete when the communication sends it and gets confirmation that it was received. That's how this will be filled in normal production. When you would use this is, let's say an order comes in and it fails, and while you're investigating it, the buyer calls the supplier and puts the order in over the phone because it's important and they can't wait. And business has to get done, so they do what they got to do. So EDI needs to adjust for business. So we just mark it completed. You say, okay, this DESAV wasn't finished, it failed or something. You just say, mark this complete, and our system will stop trying to process it. It's done. And so that's how you can take care of that, because they took care of that order some other non-EDI way. You don't need to recover it. You just forget it. That's what that's for, and that's how it's handled normally. Return transactions is a whole video on return transactions. It's how I create instantly order response, ASN, and invoice from an inbound order so we can test it immediately without waiting for the ERP. Pattern adjustment is how you adjust patterns for our transactions. These are created automatically when we process the data. You do not create these, you just adjust them. If you want to look for quantity, if you want a different qualifier, you can adjust this, update the qualifier, put 12 in there, whatever that is, and then save that. And that's how you adjust my pattern keys. Outbound pattern keys are different, but exactly the same. You just adjust pattern keys. Promote to prod is only a test, I think I said. And so that's what you do. When you test something and you say, okay, this order is ready to go, promote to production will move it into production and leave it in test so you have both at the same time. So that is our tracking page. I think most of you should be saying, well, where's the rest of this product? That's it. It's simple. We've simplified EDI really. Everybody says they have, we have. So this is the whole system. It's all right here. It's all system. It's simple. Everything you need to do, it's intuitive. This right-click menu is powerful. And you're going to be able to take care of what issues come up. You can let us know if you need help, and we can do it from here. So that's our tracking menu. What I say in our user manual is, if tracking is everything. So much EDI systems don't even have tracking. Tracking is everything. And when you add production processing and failure point analysis to tracking, then you have a serious system. And so this is going to be powerful and simple, and you're going to love it. Thank you very much.